Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omolbe.
Very good to be here with you. I have to take you on a trip across the money spinning world of sports. I am Yemi Adebayo.
Yes, indeed. Time to get to business as we normally do on the show. And as always, we ask you to please come along with us on this exciting trip. I'm yours truly, Ayotunde Balogun.
Okay, let's get started with the show. And of course, it's all about the defending champions. Of course, it was a commanding display early hours of this morning as the Golden Eaglet decided to send the Australians a packing with a 6-goal thriller.
Okay, still talking about football, but coming back home, the man in your picture, Eyimba captain Chinedu Udoji, leading by examples. 4 goals now for the Eyimba skipper, and is leading his team. They're closing in on the title.
Interesting one there for the side. Let's take our focus now to this fine man, this young man, the Nigerian wonder, Kelechi Iheanacho. Well, he's living up to expectations at Islands at the moment with an impressive performance in the League Cup, or the Capital One Cup as we know it, scoring a goal and providing some crucial assists as Man City or Manchester City brush aside Crystal Palace. Perhaps it's a sign that he's definitely come of age in the round leather game. Talking about Kelechi Iheanacho. Okay. Really interesting one there. So we are delighted to see him do so many great things. We've always talked about it. It's never been in doubt. So we'll definitely get to discuss more on it in the course of the show. Aside that, there were other interesting things, Yemi, that happened over the
I think we should just go straight to it. Results from the Capital One Cup. Let's quickly go straight to it. I mean, interesting results. Our boy Kelechi Iheanacho was involved, and that's it for you. 5-1 victory for Manchester City over Crystal Palace, and Liverpool were able to grant out a win. One goal again. Yeah, 1 goal again over Bournemouth. That has Tuchel Oranti of South Africa, and Southampton 2-1 victory over Aston Villa. Problem continues. Manchester United, after a goalless draw, lost. They won on penalties. Middlesbrough edged them out, and the top guys failed.
The top guys, all three,
Michael Carrick
and Ashley Young,
the reliable guys.
England internationals, first team players, senior players at that. I mean, you look up to these guys and you expect them. Okay, when the chips are down, these are the guys who should lead the way for the younger ones.
Penalties is a lot.
It didn't happen.
Exactly. But I think, I mean, when you get to see that game between Manchester United and Middlesbrough, first of all, they were playing at home, at Old Trafford. You think, okay, home advantage will come to play. But at the end of the day, it's like the players were not even interested in the League Cup. It's like they were feeling, I'm too big to play this kind of tournament, or this kind of competition. It's meant for younger players. No, I'm sorry, that's my feeling, because after watching the game, you know, Jose Mourinho talked about his players. They gave their all to be able to win that game. But for Manchester United, it was horrible.
It was terrible.
Performance on the night.
It was horrible.
Like they didn't want to be there.
All right, and we have the fixtures for the next round. That definitely will be the quarterfinals. Manchester City will be taking on Hull City, and Middlesbrough will try to get past Everton. Southampton with Liverpool again, but this time is at St Mary's, not at Anfield. We'll see how that one pans out. And of course, Stoke City doing the job over Chelsea. They will have to play Arsenal's conquerors, Sheffield Wednesday.
That's a big one. Let's get back
to an interesting one.
One that actually concerns. I'm talking about Kelechi Iheanacho. Okay. Because an assist. You know, before that game, he was actually expecting. He wanted to play because he feels he needs to go to Wembley, and of course, Pellegrini giving him that chance to actually prove himself, and of course on the night
he didn't disappoint
it very well. Don't you think it's right time for him to be, let's just say he is the man we've been looking for? I'm talking about the Super Eagles right now. Goal scorer, goal poacher.
It's hard. I think we're going to have the same problem we have John Mikel Obi. We've pictured this man.
Why? You're jumping to conclusion already?
Listen, I said I think.
Okay.
I think. We pictured John Mikel Obi as a creative midfielder. Somehow things conspired and he became a defensive midfielder. In our hearts and minds, we still see Kelechi Iheanacho as that dazzling young guy that could play on the wings, create chances for others. Now he seems to be playing like a striker in Manchester City.
But he's also,
and in that position, you have a lot of other guys in the Super Eagles and in
okay,
Manchester City.
Okay.
You know, so that's why I said it may not
No,
necessarily
wait,
be the solution.
wait. You just said in that position we have other guys like who?
Other strikers.
Yes, like who?
Well, all of
Give
us
me
are there.
three.
Odion Igalo,
Okay.
Anthony Uja. You know, a lot of players. You know, and the argument.
And so Cecilia
Yes.
will definitely have
The argument
one or
will
two
go. No,
things more to
quickly,
say.
let me just.
Let's
Okay.
okay.
The argument
Because I
will
don't
go
want us to
on
exhaust.
as to whether this one is better than the other.
Then,
But
yeah,
it's a
sure,
coach
sure.
that has the
That has the
final
final
decision.
say, yes.
But if it was a creative midfielder, then you could say he has solved the problem.
Let's get on with the show. As is our usual practice, we'd like to get you talking on some of the issues, events, and of course, stories in the world of sports. So we ask you to be a part of this. You can send us a mail at sportsthismorning. That's at channelstv.com. And don't forget, on Facebook, we're at Channels, and Facebook, we are Channels-Sport. And of course, on Twitter, we're Channels_Sport. So join the discussion today on the show. Definitely, we have so many issues to talk about, from the likes of rowing. Yes, you can hashtag rowing on that one. We shall be taking a look at that. The Super Eagles, yes, hashtag the Super Eagles as well, as they prepare to battle Swaziland. The Golden Eaglets as well. Don't forget, hashtag Golden Eaglets, the Nigeria Professional Football League games. We shall be taking a look at that. Hashtag NPFL 35. The FIFA elections, the FIFA crisis, and all of that as well will be coming up, hopefully on the course of the show. So you can send us your comments on that one as well. Hashtag FIFA crisis. Kelechi Iheanacho, we'll also be talking about him. Hashtag Kelechi Iheanacho. Hashtag Iheanacho, definitely. And the Capital One Cup, which we talked about earlier on in the course of the show. Hashtag Capital One Cup. So we'll definitely like to hear your comments and views on all of these.
Okay.
All right.
The Golden Eaglets.
Yeah, the Golden Eaglets. Yeah.
Right now. I mean, it
We
was
can't.
worth it, right?
We just have to talk about the
But
Golden
isn't
Eaglets.
last night worth it?
It was.
Even for those that didn't watch it, you know, it's Golden Eaglets.
this morning,
Australia.
6 goes
I
to
mean,
nothing.
we can always go to sleep and we wake up and hear the good news.
Yeah.
Like,
But for those that
seriously?
stood up, it was
worth the while.
And,
It was
you know,
worth the
the
while of it.
goals, the way it came in, the way it poured in, the quality of some of those goals. You know, I mean, there was a particular. Okay, these are some of the results.
It's just come Brazil and New Zealand. Of course, it was expected, but that 1-0, I expected
1-0.
more
Yeah,
from the
I
Brazilians.
expected
And of course, for the New Zealand, I think there was a guy who missed a penalty, and also he gifted the Brazilian that lone goal. So at the end of the day, they're going home, and Brazilians, of course, will be facing Nigeria, and Mexico and Chile. For the host nation,
Latin American
they are
rivals.
out. They actually wanted to replicate what the senior team did,
yeah,
but they
North
just
America.
couldn't do that. The support was there and all that, but they were even serenaded after the game because the fans actually loved the fact that they put in their best. But the Mexicans were just better in the night. And for Nigeria and Australia, 6-0. Then Korea, Republic, and of course Belgium, and 2-0. So Belgium actually won this one, 2-0. So there you have it, the results coming from early hours of this morning and late last night from the FIFA Under-17 World Cup.
Matches played in the round of 16.
Yeah, definitely.
These are the remaining ones.
That will be played today, Croatia and Germany. We talked about that game. We'll be looking forward to. In fact, Mali and Korea Republic will see if they can, get something out of that game, because we wouldn't want Nigeria to be the only sole representative from Africa in the quarterfinals. Russia and Ecuador also be in action. France and Costa Rica. That's another game to look forward to tonight.
Okay,
the best.
we'll just talk about it under 17 a little.
Yeah, we should.
Some of the details. 6 goals. Is interesting.
By the way, I had to just quickly chip this in. A friend of mine, a couple of people have asked me back in 1993. I remember yesterday we were talking about the exploits of the Kanu side and the likes of Wilson.
Coach Fani Amo,
yeah,
93
Fani Amo team. But for those who can't still remember who actually the skipper was Wilson Uruma. A lot of people are having this argument that it was Kanu.
No, it wasn't.
Or it was no, it is Wilson Uruma. He definitely lifted the trophy on behalf of the Golden Eaglets.
And it was, it took down memory lane.
It took down memory lane. Okay. So.
That was good. And 6 goals. That we're looking at.
Victor Osimhen, you talked about the fact that he's on the verge of actually joining. The likes of Mikel Obi, the likes of.
He has 3 matches more to play. Something tells me he's going
7 goals.
Going to get more.
He will definitely.
If we win our quarterfinal match, it means that it's going to be there till the end.
As far as I'm
of the
concerned,
tournament.
the success of the team now rests solely on his shoulders.
Don't
Yes.
say that. I mean, if you-
No,
if-
because
if you get to
he's
the quotes coming
been
from the
prolific.
coach, He says the team, they play collectively.
Definitely.
Collectively.
But when the chips are down, you will definitely have one or two players who will want to stand out. Yeah, who can give it the goals, and Victor Osimhen has proved to be one of them.
Yeah, every department in the game has a responsibility. A striker's responsibility is to score, and
Score
as long
the
as
goals.
Victor does his job, like Ayotunde said, we'll always progress to the next round, and hopefully he continues to do his job. The back line do their job, the
Don't
goalkeeper, everybody does their job. But collectively, I agree with Amunike that collective. It was a team performance, not one or two individuals. You could shine when everybody does their job, but on a whole, it was all about the team.
All right, definitely that will be the case. We hope that should be the case for the Golden Eaglets, because looking at what they've achieved in the past, talking about their heroics, this one should be something that really shouldn't cause some kind of a threat in terms of the quality that we've seen in the course of the championship. So definitely the Golden Eaglets should have a whole lot of other interesting things to offer the fans back home, and of course in Chile for the Under-17 World Cup. So we definitely will be hoping that they will continue in the run of that tournament. For the coach, yes, Emmanuel Amunike, definitely we hope that he will continue to do his best, with the team to make sure that they, give us something to cheer at the end of it all.
Yeah, that's a quote
coming from him, definitely, and he has some fine words for that young lad. And I just take this quote: Victor Osimhen had a great game, although the philosophy of this team is to play collectively. We are candidates to win the title, but so are Brazil. We will work to put up a good fight. End of quote. So.
Yeah.